Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the only show that tells it like it is, your favorite cyber prophet Dave, here to expose yet another historical marketing campaign gone horribly right. Today, we're talking about the OG masters of viral engagement. No, not TikTok influencers or Silicon Valley's algorithm gods. I'm talking about the Catholic Church. Oh yes, the Roman Catholic Church. You might think their strategy for global influence involved love, peace, and gentle persuasion. But nope, their real secret? Fake engagement. And I don't mean bot accounts and click farms, I mean coercion, intimidation, and good old-fashioned violence. Because why build an audience organically when you can burn your way to the top? Let's start with the Spanish Inquisition. Ah yes, the gold standard of Catholic customer acquisition. You've heard of engagement farming? Well, they engaged all right, by rounding people up, tossing them in dungeons, and asking friendly questions like, "Do you believe what we tell you to believe, or would you prefer to meet our good friend, Mr. Torture Rack?" And what a conversion funnel that was, literally. Waterboarding before it was cool, branding heretics like cattle, and the ever-popular public auto da fe where people confessed their sins, read Independent Thoughts, in front of a cheering crowd before being set on fire. Because nothing screams engagement like a crowd gathered to watch someone get crispy for questioning papal authority. But wait, it gets better. The Inquisition wasn't just about maintaining theological purity. No. It was an excellent branding strategy. The Catholic Church saw a divided Europe full of pesky Protestants and free-thinking heretics and said, let's go viral. They didn't just defend their brand, they weaponized it. Threaten people enough, and suddenly you've got brand loyalty for life. Or, as long as they stay alive. Next up, let's talk about Uniatism, the Catholic Church's version of "we come in peace," which actually meant convert or else. This brilliant bit of spiritual deception was like the original bait-and-switch tactic. They rolled up to Eastern Orthodox Christians and said, hey, we're basically the same, just a few minor adjustments here and there. And by minor adjustments, they meant swear allegiance to the Pope, ditch your ancient traditions, and submit to Roman rule, or else. It was less of a theological dialogue and more of a theological mafia offer. Nice little church you've got here. Be a shame if something happened to it. And once the Orthodox churches were guilt-tripped, pressured, and occasionally invaded into unity, the Catholics celebrated their organic growth, patting themselves on the back for bringing souls to Christ, while conveniently ignoring the piles of bodies left in their wake. Now, fast forward to modern times, and what do we have? The same tactics, just dressed up in better PR. The Catholic Church today wants to act all friendly and ecumenical, smiling in photo ops with other religious leaders, talking about dialogue and shared values. But don't be fooled. Beneath all the warm fuzzies, it's the same old machine, just with fewer torture devices and more passive-aggressive guilt trips. Instead of an inquisition, now you get pastoral concern. Instead of forced conversions, you get relentless evangelism campaigns where they try to convince you that your grandmother's Orthodox faith was just a misunderstanding and that the Pope is actually your spiritual father, whether you like it or not. And let's not forget their obsession with appearing relevant. These guys practically invented influencer marketing. They have an entire Vatican media department pumping out papal sound bites, social justice platitudes, and vague calls for unity, because nothing says authentic faith like a religious institution acting like a corporate brand, complete with hashtags and photo ops. So there you have it, folks. The Catholic Church didn't go viral through love and kindness. They went viral through brute force, deception, and a healthy dose of intimidation. They didn't grow their audience organically. They manipulated it with fear, coercion, and, when all else failed, a little taste of fire and sword. And now, after centuries of forced engagement, they want to play the victim card. Why does everyone misunderstand us? Gee, I don't know. Maybe because you spent a few centuries strong-arming people into submission? Maybe because your entire strategy has been less about salvation and more about control. Maybe because despite all the rebranding, people still remember the rack. But don't worry, Catholic Church. Your marketing department is still hard at work, ensuring that centuries from now you'll still be winning souls through guilt, deception, and a little sprinkle of nostalgia for the good old days when conversions came with torches and chains. Until next time, remember, real faith doesn't need intimidation. It doesn't need manipulation. And it sure as heck doesn't need a propaganda campaign.